All right. CarCast movie 2024, Speak No Evil, starring James McAvoy
What's this?
and some other random people.
What's this entrance you're doing?
It's good stuff.
Is it?
Yeah. Hello, guys. Welcome to
You don't need to increase the volume of
CarCast. It's for dramatic effect.
You can just talk normal. Anyway, there's a bike.
Phoning in as we kill a pedestrian.
What is he doing?
How
He's
about-
trying to cross the road. But
How about you focus on driving and I'll focus on amazing intros?
I don't think that's what I want to do.
1 2 intro.
I don't know what this dude he's gonna try to cross the road. I probably could have went just there, but
I think he's just chilling. Taking a left or right?
I'm taking a right.
He's good. He's arguing on the phone.
I'm telling you, the second I turn right here with this truck, he's gonna book it across the road. So I fucking told you.
Give him a little clip.
I should. I hit him.
McAvoy style.
I hit him.
Just give him a little.
Anyway,
thump.
CarCast episode 4. If you've caught up on the previous attempts of this, they all sounded like shit. I mean, absolute dog shit. We had some little tiny microphones that were supposed to clip to our collars, and then they never gave me the clips for them, and then I could never get good clips to go with them. So they were always just really shit. So now we upped the game. We bought like a $230 recorder thing. There's a kid on a scooter in the
I
rain,
thought that was a chick who was naked.
shirtless.
I swear that was a female, but anyway.
And got some microphones. So this should sound pristine, especially compared to the last ones. We originally were going to watch Beetlejuice, even though neither one of us really wanted to watch Beetlejuice or like the original Beetlejuice all that much, I don't think.
I don't mind it. It's just not a horror flick in my opinion.
Yeah. But we were saved last minute when I found out that Speak No Evil, the remake of the 2022 German flick, I think it's German. Me and Tyler have never seen the original. I thought about watching it before we went to see this to have something to compare it to, but then I didn't want to spoil stuff that we were watching, you know.
AKA fun and games.
Funny Games, yeah. Well, Funny Games is just a straight up shot for shot. From what I've heard, this changes stuff. There's stuff in the original that's in this, and then there's different shit. But Speak No Evil, if you don't know about this movie, I don't know how you avoided it. It's been in theaters, the trailers before the theaters for, 3 months or something. It's crazy the run this has had in trailers. It's kind of become a meme of the Speak No Evil trailer. They even played the Speak No Evil trailer before the movie at the premiere of this. They did not play it for us. I was kind of sad, but at the same time, I've seen it I don't know how many times at this point. But yeah, so we were saved. We got to watch Speak No Evil. I really liked it. I thought it was really good. The finale, once shit hits the fan and stuff, I kind of thought was a little disappointing. But James McAvoy steals this. He steals the show. He's fucking hilarious with just his unbridled rage trying to peek through the whole movie. Mackenzie Davis plays she's the wife in the couple that, is visiting James McAvoy. I really liked her in this movie, her reactions to shit he was saying. I told Tyler she was married to Adam Driver in one movie called What If. There was a really bad rom-com starring Daniel Radcliffe, but I'm a big Adam Driver guy, so I've watched all his movies. So I was excited to see her. Her husband was in, did you ever watch Killing Them Softly?
No.
The Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I did. That's the one where he's a bounty hunter with James Gandolfini.
Yeah.
I've seen
That's the guy who robs the poker game, and he's the one that Brad Pitt has to work with to clean it up. And then spoilers, he shoots him in the fucking head at the end. And he's like, all right, see you later.
I believe you're getting way off topic.
I'm just saying who's in the movie.
No, you're talking about the husband of a wife of a different guy.
No. I'm talking about the husband in this movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like who she's really married to.
No, I don't give a fuck who she's married to.
That's why I was like, why are you telling?
No.
He's like, he likes horses. Pottery making.
No.
I was like, what?
Anyway, he was in Killing Them Softly. But yeah, I didn't really care for him in this movie. I didn't think he had anything that like stood out to me. But the rest of the movie's pretty good.
Well, like, not a full spoiler warning, but you keep waiting for him to step up and be the man, and he kind of does, but it's very lackluster. I kind of thought that, because the whole movie you're kind of trying to figure out what James McAvoy's angle is. I was kind of thinking like it'd be cool if James McAvoy kind of like ran a cult, and this was trying his initiation to get new members. But it was like, there's a scene in the movie where they do like the toxic masculinity, like the guys that go to the waterfalls and just scream and like they do that. And so I was like, maybe he's trying to like build like a cult of these dudes that he's trying to turn into like alpha males, because the dude's going through marriage problems, we learn, and shit. So it's like maybe that's who he picks for his victims. Turns out that was not the case. I'm not exactly sure what we get a couple different motives, because it's like, first off, man, we're going right into spoilers. Hold on. What do you think about the movie before? Because I was about to just give away. Are you gonna rank it 1 out of 10?
It's like a 7.
Really?
Yeah, 7.5. I don't think it reaches 8 for me. Like I said, the finale, kind of the climax seemed a little anticlimactic. Can't pronounce that word. So I probably would have bumped it up a little bit, but yeah, like a 7.5. It was still really solid.
All right.
Tyler gave me a look.
Well, no, I just, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought that there was a couple dull points, but everything kind of builds.
Some characters make some dumb decisions that bothered me.
Yeah, but
you expect that in a horror movie.
Like, there's that one that's like the worst decision in the whole movie. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, just discipline your child. But anyways, this is my kind of movie because it's all cerebral, right? It's not like a slasher. It's not like Oogie Boogie to jump out from the fucking closet.
They never go in, like, not supernatural, but like power. Like, James McAvoy is fucking jacked. And so I was wondering if it was going to go a split route where he's got like the power of a demon or something like that. But no, yeah, it's just real people.
I mean, there's a time where like the lady makes these statues and they're supposed to be like, they're just statues, but they could be like fertility gods or whatever. But like
I think they were just
erotic
trying
pottery or whatever. Yeah, but I thought they might be heading that way, but they did not, which is good. Like, this movie just celebrates like the depravity of man, and yeah, I dig it.
Yeah,
that's what I get down with.
Yeah, I could see some people like. I will say we had like a handful of people in our showing of it. Leaving, everyone I heard said that they really liked it. One dude was like, "Oh yeah, I love that." So it didn't seem like they were bored with it. I could see some people being like, "All right, all this is them hanging out, and talking at this place." But everything worked for me. Like the build up and the anticipation and kind of trying to figure out like, all right, what's the deal with this fucking kid? Which we had a running bet going in about something that we'll talk about when we get into spoilers. But yeah, like I said, it was really good.
Yeah, I would give this movie an 8 out of 10.
Uh-huh.
But I think James McAvoy fucking just ruled this movie. He shit all over it and came out smelling like roses.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this one a solid 9.
Oh, like, for McAvoy?
Just for McAvoy. Again, there was like 10 people in the movie theater. There was times where there was supposed to be shock and awe, and me and Tom were just busting up laughing.
McAvoy had us just dying the whole time. Me, almost literally.
Yeah. He's so fucking good in this movie. And like, the kids aren't annoying.
No.
Which I know that's a
one of them can't
complaint. Talk. Yeah, so like everyone was really good. The mom was somewhat annoying at times, but it was like part of
Which
her role.
one, James McAvoy or Mackenzie?
Mackenzie. But like the other mom was annoying.
Disagree. Oh, okay. Yeah.
The other mom was like super annoying and like she could have not been in half the movie and I'd been fine with it. But like the other mom, the main mom, yeah, it was kind of like, I don't know, give her space, like kind of new agey whatever. And then James McAvoy is more like a 1950s dad. So
yeah.
I got it, like, and there was conflict and it was really good.
Yeah.
I have no complaints about the movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing. Usually I have, well, this or that, but like 9 out of 10.
All right.
I would have gave it more if, like, I don't know, I was going to say better soundtrack or graphic effects.
Soundtrack was pretty good.
But, one song got me.
Yeah, there was a
van. When he was driving, oh, shit.
Yeah, that was good. It's just dead staring at the other dude.
It was fantastic.
Yeah. All right, well, hey, spoiler warning for, what's the name of it? Speak No Evil. If it's brand new, so, if you don't want anything spoiled, don't listen to this right now. Or do if you don't care. We're fine. We're stuck behind this fucking car that's going 40 and a 55. Anyway, spoilers for Speak No Evil. Yeah, so me and Tyler had a running bet about whether or not the kid in this movie would have his fucking tongue cut off or cut out. And I'm proud to announce that I won that bet.
There's a little conflict there.
There's not conflict. They literally show a picture of him. First off, he's not James McAvoy and them's kid. That's another twist, is that they're like, so how does that work? They steal a kid from every couple, but then they just get rid of that kid for a newer kid?
Yeah, once they're not perfect or whatever, they replace them until they find the perfect one that fits their family.
I guess, yeah. And then James McAvoy's wife is like at least she says that he's or she's his first victim, and he kept her around. Which they do. There's a thing earlier where they're talking about their relationships, and they say that like James McAvoy and his wife have been together for 17 years, and she's clearly like younger, and Mackenzie Davis is like, how old was she when they met? And the husband's like, don't worry about it. So yeah, it's like maybe he kidnapped her too, and she's got a little like Stockholm syndrome going.
There's a lot of things in this film they don't talk about or like don't elaborate on.
Yeah.
One is the kid's tongue.
They absolutely elaborate on that.
The second is like if the lady was, because there's a scene at the very, very end which alludes to like, what was the girl's name? The little girl?
Like Ashley or something.
Anyways, the owner of Hoppy, because I know that name.
Yeah, Hoppy. And then James McAvoy's name is Patty. The only reason I remember that is because Tyler was talking about Doug. No, we were trying to figure out the quarterback for the Washington Redskins, and he was giving me fucking hints, and he was like, Patty, friend of animated cartoon. I was like, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
Quail Man's best friend.
Quail Man. I was like, who the fuck is Quail Man? But anyway, go ahead.
But so apparently James McAvoy groomed his current wife.
Either groom or straight up just took.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's a whole little weird thing, but like I said, it alludes to it. It doesn't say it. But apparently the other version of this movie is super dark.
Yeah, all I heard about the original is that it's really disturbing and dark. And they were like, there's no way that an American remake does what the other one does. So I told Tyler, I imagine the family in that movie doesn't turn out nearly as well as they do in this one. Or maybe it's just straight up like they just show more. Like maybe they show the tongue cut or the sexual assault of, the wife or whatever. Yeah, because she has that bruise too. I forgot about that early on in the movie, like on her ribs, and she's like, he's like, oh yeah, we got a little rough and rowdy last night. I
think they're just into rough stuff because, like, the end where
this is like Society, where you're like, that's just kinky sex in the 80s.
But like, his face was sliced, and then they start headbutting, and they're about to make out.
They were slapping each other too that one time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's just their weird stuff. But again,
that kid did have a bunch of stab wounds on his stomach, though. Stab wounds or cut wounds, one of them.
He likes to party.
Party Hardy.
He's like 8.
What was it? Ant. That was his name.
Ant or Ang? A-N-G. I don't know.
One of them. Yeah.
Future Tom put it on the screen.
We'll have to ask him.
Yeah,
because he don't got no tongue.
Because he was born without a tongue.
No, because he had a perfectly good tongue that they show, and then he points to himself and mimes, hey, they fucking cut my tongue out. And I
kind of want to... So there's a scene in the movie. The kid's like kind of the hero of the whole movie. Because the whole time he
does what needs to be done, too.
Hey, well, that's too spoily. But anyways.
I mean, yeah.
He's trying to like give him hints. And at one point, he writes a note. And I'm guessing the kid doesn't know how to read.
It's in German.
Is it?
I'm assuming it's German because I think the original is German. He shows that watch, too. And I remember thinking, I wonder if anyone in here that speaks German is like, what? And just can, like, read it and go, well, I know what's happening in this movie.
So, yeah, because it had the other people's names on the back. But I couldn't read it was probably like happy anniversary or whatever. But the note, I actually want to know what it says.
Yeah.
But I don't. So if we have any Germans in the...
Or I could probably just Google it. I'm sure someone...
No.
Okay,
like,
German viewers.
Need a German viewer to tell me...
Please tell us...
what it says.
What it means.
To be honest with you, you see it for like 2 seconds. So you can't even really like try to guess.
Yeah.
This is, it's like, never mind, I'm not going to...
Yeah. There's a part in this movie where... Like, the Mackenzie Davis wakes up and goes to check on her kid. By the way, they go to... hang out like the weekend with James McAvoy.
Hold on, let's start from like kind of the beginning.
Okay.
Because we kind of jumped right in.
Yeah.
Almost to the fucking end.
A little bit.
So they go on vacation and they meet this other couple, and they kind of bond. And
yeah, they're like making fun of the Polish dude who's constantly
Danish.
just talking about. Was it Danish?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's just talking about like food all the time or
cooking
wine.
class,
Yeah.
And then they hit it off, and they're having fun. Everything's
One
great.
of my favorite lines is when they're, I think like the second day they're hanging out or whatever, and the husband is like, "Oh man, you're terrible," and James McAvoy goes, "You had no idea."
Yeah. It's pretty good. So then they invite him to the farm, and they're like, "Yeah, whatever, cool." And then vacation's over, and they go home, and they get a postcard saying, "Hey, farm's right around the corner," or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they decide to go, and
yeah, it's like the dude wants to go, and Mackenzie Davis clearly doesn't, but she decides to make him happy for because kind of issues that we'll figure out later. But yeah, and so they go and decide to hang out. Well, it's only for the weekend, right? They said it was only like 2 days or something.
Yeah, maybe like a long weekend. I don't know.
Maybe, because it seemed like they the one day that we're leading up to talking about this, I kind of forgot that everything that was happening the same day. And I remember at one point going, "Oh yeah, this is all the same fucking day that this stuff has happened." But yeah, they go and they hang out, and when does the weirdness start? I'm trying to. Well, first off, they show up and immediately. The dude, Mackenzie Davis is a vegetarian. They had talks about it at the resort. And so immediately he's like, "Oh, hey, you were showing up. We went and killed our prize goose out in the, she was a great goose, had a great personality. Here, eat it. And she eventually, puts it in her mouth and then spits it out. She doesn't swallow it. But that's kind of when the weirdness starts with them.
Well, there's a whole thing throughout the whole movie where it seems like James McAvoy is just pushing all of her buttons.
Oh yeah, he's clearly just gaslighting her and instigating her.
And I fucking dig it. I love it. It's really good.
Yeah. Well, he's got this thing because she's vegetarian. They drive a Tesla, and James McAvoy talks about how he was raised and sink or swim and alpha male. There's that one scene that, once again, talking about stuff that they never fully go back to, where they're having dinner and he's talking about his mom and dad, and he's like, "Your parents really fuck you up, man."
That's where I started laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes, "They fuck you up," out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I just started busting up laughing.
Yeah.
No one else in the theater.
I didn't even laugh at that one. That was you.
Eyes closed, just belly laughing.
Yeah.
Pretty awkward of me. But
And then they have a minute-long fake blowjob that I was pretty sure it was a real blowjob for a while there. But yeah, where he's like, oh yeah, they're fake role playing. That's also when they're like, oh yeah, we've been together 17 years, fuck every day. And Mackenzie Davis is like, my husband's lucky if he gets it once a month. And fucking James McAvoy's like, oh goddamn. Yeah, and then she goes under and starts like fake sucking his dick. And Mackenzie Davis and them are like, ha ha. But then they keep going and they're like, and it just keeps going like forever. But then they were just joshing.
They was messing.
Yeah, they were just messing. Cotton Eye Joe. they do a dance like recital, I guess, with the boy and the daughter, and they're dancing to Cotton Eye Joe. And they do it try it like 5 times, and each time James McAvoy is just a fucking hell.
Yeah, just losing it.
He's just like, this kid, he's like, you got no rhythm. He throws a fucking roll at him.
It's just rage. Like I said, he's just fed up. And like the whole movie, they talk about arguing and how people don't talk anymore.
Yeah,
and
no one's honest.
Changed and stuff like that. But at the same time, this dude's just a straight murderer, like.
Yeah, murderer. They steal like bank information. Rapist, obviously, probably. Yeah, but
it's so crazy. It's such a weird little movie because obviously you've seen the trailer because they played it 1 billion times. So shit's gonna go down.
Yeah, I mean the whole trailer is like James McAvoy is crazy and he's gonna fuck people up.
And you're just waiting. And again, James McAvoy's facial expressions just sell this fucking movie.
Oh yeah.
You could just tell, like, the look in his eye, I don't even know what it is.
Like, he's trying to keep the mask up, and every now and then, like, it drops. There's the one where, like, so eventually, Mackenzie Davis finds her daughter, like, sleeping in the bed with James McAvoy and his wife and their son. And so she packs them up, and she's like, we're fucking leaving. They leave. And they're out, and the whole time me and Tyler are watching it, and I'm like, all right, how is this going to go wrong? Because, they're on the road. The little girl has this fucking stuffed rabbit named Hobby that she cannot live without, and they don't have it. And so they're like, fuck, we got to go back. The little girl's 12, by the way, or almost 12, because they keep telling her how she needs to grow out of it and shit. So they have to turn around and go back and try to sneak in. And, of course, James McAvoy and them are there. And he's like, oh, you're just going to fucking, good weekend, see ya, no goodbye, just leave out, and freaking out. He has that weird little, like, smile that, his lips drop. Jeff Daniels would say that he puffed up his cheeks and he let them drop. But, yeah, his expressions are just great. The whole
fucking jacked too, like
ripped.
Scary impending jack.
Yeah.
Like, I understand why it was like kind of hostile at times, but there was nothing hostile going on.
Yeah. He's kind of got that Tom Hardy, like, just a fucking meat, just meat, just broad back to like
Tom Hardy as Bane. Like, he
has
that like imposing. I don't know. Even his walk was a little intimidating.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'd still fuck him up. But, like I said...
Apparently, because he didn't do much at the climax of this movie.
He hit a door and went, ah!
So, he did.
But, yeah, it's... Like I said, should just be called Speak No James McAvoy.
Yeah.
Because, it's just wild. But anyways, they forgot the fucking bunny. So they turn around and go get it. And that was the bit, like, I don't care who you are, just leave the fucking bunny.
Yeah, they should have, like, the parents should have just stepped in and been like, no, To be fair, at that point, it was really just Mackenzie Davis who was freaked out about it. So I guess maybe that's why But then, why she could have put her foot down. Because clearly that dude was listening to whatever she said.
Well, yeah, but, like, and this is like, foretelling or whatever, but... They didn't know they were in danger. It was just weird, right?
Yeah, it was just weird at that point.
It's kind of like when Grandma drops the N-word at Christmas, and everyone's like, "Oh."
Yeah, and then you got someone, they grew up different.
Yeah. So like, up to this point, she was like complaining about little things like dirty mattress and like the state of the house or whatever.
The children's room, they just like threw a mattress down on the floor for a kid.
So like when she found, because it was James McAvoy, Patty, his wife, and the 2 kids in bed.
Yeah.
And like, let's be honest,
and James McAvoy is wearing black tighty whities that show off every curve of that fantastic ass.
So like, she finds that and then flips out and is like, "We're leaving now." And I get it, you know. I'm not saying
understandable.
She's not wrong. So, but at that point, it wasn't like, "Hey, this guy's a weirdo,
fucking murderer." Yeah.
So it's like I can kind of see like, "Hey, I left my fucking toothbrush. Let me go get it."
Yeah.
Like, this is a sentimental item, whatever. But and the guy doesn't know because he's pretty fucking clueless through the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. Like, but anyways, they kind of make this guy to be like a moron, and it kind of bugs me
a little bit.
And even in the end of the movie, like when shit's going down, he still doesn't do anything.
No, yeah, he does nothing.
And the wife's kind of the hero.
Yeah.
Which is cool because she's
the wife
a better
and the daughter
anyway.
and the little boy. And he does nothing.
But anyways, like, so they go back for this rabbit, and they apologize, said they had too much to drink, or no.
It was they lost a daughter, yeah, and so she's got this motherly instinct or whatever, and so they decide to hang out for the day, and that ends up being the same day that the Cotton Eye Joe stuff happens, because then they're like, we're gonna leave, and they walk out and their car is still parked on the road where they pulled up, and I went, oh yeah, I forgot this is all the same fucking day that this has happened. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
I think that's when they have the flat tire.
They have the flat tire. Yeah, once again, it turns into all right, how's this going to go wrong? Because they're leaving. They have a flat tire. James McAvoy's like, oh, I'll change it. No problem, He ends up changing it. You're like, okay. Then it ends up being that Hoppy is on the fucking roof. And James McAvoy's like, gee, how'd that get up there? And so he makes the husband like get on this wooden ass ladder and climb up there. And he's like, I'll hold it for you, buddy. And it like slips a couple times. And then finally they're like driving and they're going to the gates open. It's like, all right, just leave. But they look in the rearview mirror and they push fucking their little son into like this lake. And so the daughter's like, we can't just leave him. So the dude has to jump out and he goes and helps. James McAvoy pulls out a gun and takes Mackenzie Davis and them. There's a line after that where he's like, he's talking to the little kid, the boy, and he's like, I know you miss your parents. You're gonna join them soon at the bottom of that fucking lake or whatever. And me and you both went, God damn. Yeah.
The cool part is like all this happens and they're building the tension. For like what, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
And you're just waiting, and then it's like the flat tire. Oh, is this when it's going to happen? No.
Yeah.
They fix that, and then they go to the ladder, and you go, oh shit, now it's gonna. Nope, not happening here either.
Yeah.
And I was a little let down by how it happened, but then as soon as I saw James McAvoy yeet his kid into the water, I went, oh fuck. And then it was just crazy from there on out.
Yeah. So at that point they're taking. By the way, the reason they also left because they do the Cotton Eye Joe and they're freaked out. But then the kid goes and steals James McAvoy's keys and takes the little girl into the barn, and they got like a hidden hatch. And down in the hatch is like all the luggage and phones and wallets from past like couples that they've done this to. There's a photo book that they keep of all the people. That's when we learn that the kid isn't really their kid, and he's a kid from a previous relationship.
Why does this Volvo have racing stripes? You had a Volvo.
I wasn't racing it.
Anyway, sorry guys.
That's the exact model I had, I think. Or no, mine was like an 8-cylinder. I had a fucking engine in my shit. Anyways. Sorry. But that's when you learn that he's kidnapped, and that's when you see that his tongue gets cut out, and once again win for Thomas. So that's when they're like, all right, we're gonna fucking leave. And then they end up just like closing the gate, and it's like, oh, okay,
Is it The Hills Have Eyes or Texas Chainsaw Massacre where they find I know they have it in, I think XXX too, where they find like all the cars from the victims.
It's Texas Chainsaw. I'm pretty sure it's one of those.
But like they have that kind of scene.
It's in, I think it's in 2. I think it's in a couple, honestly, but I think it's in 2 because Dennis Hopper finds the wheelchair of his brother from the first one, like amongst the pile of like belongings or whatever, and he's like, "Not my brother." But
they have that kind of reveal where you see everyone's luggage, all the cell phones, and all that.
Yeah.
And that's when shit kicks off. And
I did enjoy, by the way, she takes the pictures and she shows the mom, and the mom's like, "All right, we gotta get out of here." And then they show the dad, and I was like, "Please don't let this be there's gotta be a misunderstanding." But no, he was like, "All right, we'll get the fuck out of here."
Like horror movies lately have been doing that, and I love it. Where you don't have the fucking bumbling idiot who's like, they might just be family.
Yeah, they don't act.
They just go, bet, I got you.
Yeah, they don't act as just brain dead as, sometimes. But yeah, so they get taken. They make them give them all their money from the bank. He's getting like this ketamine. He's gonna put the little girl to sleep. He's saying he's gonna keep her and shit, and they're gonna murder the parents.
My thing is, I think that, and I'm not saying you won the bet yet. Haven't given up hope yet.
Yeah.
But I think they're about to inject her and then maybe cut her tongue out.
I think that's where they were headed.
I think because he's like, if you squiggle and make blood or whatever.
Yeah.
So
that's when he has the line where he's like, "You can ask Ann about that." Oh, he can't tell you.
Yeah. So like, that's the only thing where I'm like, maybe. But if he's keeping her as a wife, he wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
so,
you want that tongue action.
I may anyways.
Oh, Wagon Wheel by Old Crow.
Oh, nice. Anyways.
Yeah.
But like, and then I don't know if we want to really go into details for the last 10 minutes.
I mean, we don't have to. I will say, so I said I was disappointed with the finale.
Yeah.
Once they kind of get out of that situation they're in that room, and they go and they barricade themselves in the house, it then just turned into kind of a, all right, we're hiding, sneaking around, and like there was nothing like really new that happened there. So it just seemed like it went from this kind of cool, like, okay, what's going to happen, to then like, oh, I've seen this in like 1,000 movies before.
Yeah, it's Home Alone.
It is Home Alone.
Oh, we forgot. Like, they do get out and they go to escape. And it's cool and all. And then the fucking random chef guy pops up.
Mike, yeah.
And he was like, he shoots their windshield with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Somehow it doesn't break it.
Well, they're in the Tesla, and I remember being like, oh, they got the bulletproof windows or whatever.
Maybe, but I mean, I think that's the Cybertruck, not the Tesla.
It might, maybe, yeah.
Maybe it's all of them. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I have gas-powered cars for life.
Yeah. So is James McAvoy in this movie.
Apparently, yeah. But yeah, so like the guy Mike shows up, and he's like a bit character. I don't know why they brought him in.
Just to have a foil,
death.
to, stop them from getting out that second time.
100% I would have rammed his car.
Yeah.
I would have rammed him, his car, and his fucking gun, and just skedaddled.
Yeah,
I would have rammed that fucking gate, too, but again.
Yeah, I think they could have, like, it didn't look that sturdy.
Yeah.
I was shocked that they couldn't find a single gun in that guy's house. Because, he's a hunter, and he hunts for his food and all this shit, and he has a farm. And the best weapons they could come up with are a fucking hammer and, like, a box cutter and shit.
Well, there's a thing where he's serving up Libby, who's the goose.
The goose.
And he pulls out this carving set.
Yeah, he's
and has this
old man's carving set.
Has this fancy serving fork, a knife. It has 2 serving forks and a knife. Now, any normal person who opens that set...
Take the knife?
They would take the fucking knife.
Yeah.
She grabs the fork.
She grabs the fork. And then I enjoyed it when she puts the blade, like the fork part, in her pocket with the handle sticking out. And she, like, bends down at one point to hide. And so it just stabs her in the leg. And she's like, ow.
Yeah.
And she pulls it out. I thought that was good.
That's to me what makes this movie so great is that it's very real. Like, nothing in that movie, like, they have phones, but they're at this farm out in the middle of nowhere, so there's no reception. Everything in it's, like,
they never go into, like, James McAvoy is a Superman that can take all this damage, or he's teleporting to, he's popping up where he shouldn't be. It's like, it all stays very grounded in the violence, the horror.
Yeah, I mean, and nothing is... Like, you don't get a guy who gets shot in the chest, but then he lives for another 30 minutes doing things.
Yeah.
It's very unsimilar to 31, where you get stabbed 14 times and you make it to the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Shout out Rob Zombie.
Shout out, yeah.
Don't copyright this one, asshole.
I am the one, devil in the sun.
Anyway. So, and then there's like all these hijinks that go on in the last 10, 15 minutes. There is a huge spoiler at the end that I don't want to give away, but Tom, it's up to Tom.
I mean, we don't have to.
Because I didn't see it coming.
I kind of did. If we're talking, we'll pause. I'll cut this out. All right, unpause.
But let's just say not everyone makes it out alive.
Damn. And some people make it out alive, but what's left of them? And that's Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I'm just, But yeah, and like I said, it's one of those few movies where we don't watch the credits. Well, I mean, we just look it up when we get home or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Tom probably does.
Yeah, I do.
That's why he knows people's names.
Sometimes I look it up in the movie when we're in the back row and no one's behind us. And I go, what was this person in? Guardians of the Galaxy 3!
That's a shout out to when I hushed Tom at a movie.
Yeah.
But, yeah, now, I'm not going to say this is like a great movie, but we've been watching some stinkers lately.
Yeah.
And compared to the last 4 or 5 films, this one was pleasant.
Yeah, some of them I don't even know if they're stinkers, more just the hope I had in them. The, like, Alien, Long Legs, Maxine. Like, I think Maxine, I think, sucks. The Long Legs and Alien had stuff going for him, but I feel like I had so much hope. I was like, this is gonna be really good. And this one, like, I kind of went for it just because I didn't want to see Beetlejuice, and I was like, James McAvoy, I like him. And then it ended up, blowing away what little expectation I had.
Yeah, maybe that's why, because I didn't, we knew it was gonna be more of a thriller than like a horror. And we usually don't have very many expectations for that.
Yeah.
We're both pretty desensitized to a lot of things.
Yeah, like I said, I'm definitely going to watch the original to see what this disturbing, shit is that supposedly happens.
So I don't know who's in the original. I'm assuming it was like
I assume no one we know.
Yeah, so here's my thing, and this is just my opinion.
Yeah.
People disagree with me if you want. James McAvoy is so fucking brilliant in this movie. There's no way that whoever the first random dude is going to be able to...
That's the only problem is, like, I feel like the original is probably a better movie, but the whole time I'm watching it, I'm going to be going, James McAvoy, And so I'm going to be comparing, like... But who knows? Maybe this German fucker, once again, I just keep saying this German. I don't know 100%.
Yeah, I mean, he might be good. He might be like a breakthrough... It could be Skarsgård or whatever his name is.
Yeah, it could be. But
he was too busy shooting The Crow.
Yeah. And Nosferatu. I'm holding out Nosferatu, though. He can redeem himself.
Hey, The Crow's a good movie. Anyways.
It's out of theaters. I told Tyler that. We saw it, like, the day it came out or the day after, and it's gone. It had, like, maybe 12 days in theaters.
But, yeah, this movie is 10 out of 10.
Oh, you're going to 10 now.
Well, I'm just saying.
Okay, yeah.
It's a great flick. I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't watch it with kids. I'd watch it with, like, a girl that you've been dating for, like, 8 months. I wouldn't watch it on, like, the second date.
There's the when they're driving to town and there's the, like, on the side of a mountain, there's just, like, a drawn figure of a dude with a dick or whatever. And they're like, wow. And
it's not like real. It's like a tribal thing.
Yeah, they're like, look at that, And I told Tyler this is me when watching movies with the parents and they start kissing on the screen. I'm like, wow, gee golly.
All right, so I'm a new segment time.
Okay, new segment.
What was the most shocking point in the movie for you? What made you go, oh shit, the most? Or what point were you like, shit's getting real? Or you know what I'm saying? Like, what was the realest moment that you thought that was like, oh my god?
Well, the only thing that's coming to mind right now is, like, shit already hit the fan, and, like, I think it was, like, in the room that he's, like, taking their money and preparing to kill him and stuff. But James McAvoy goes from, the whole movie, he's like, haha, and trying to, and then he's going to just straight lace, like, all right, give me your fucking money. Gonna kill you, gonna take him, did this to you because we could, you let me, and like just flips on a dime. And I was like, oh shit, this guy is like a totally different person right now. So
think about the juxtaposition, I think that's the word.
Yeah, sure.
Of how
I won't correct you.
Good, charming guy goes evil, and then compare that to that fucking travesty Trap,
yeah.
where he's a good guy and goes evil.
Yeah.
And like one of them's a good actor. I think they're both good actors. But
I like Josh Hartnett.
One of them killed it, and the other one barely showed up.
Yeah.
But I agree. I mean, that is a good scene.
Yeah.
What was the funniest part of the movie?
I mean,
for you? The joke.
What the fuck is this? There's just some dude on the road
in the rain
with like not even a balaclava. It looked like just scarves he had tied around his face, just striking a pose, not moving an inch. I think he's trying not to be like those statue guys.
Yeah, but he was not dressed as a statue at all. He had like a white linen suit on and a cane. We're not doing this justice. It was very
Cotton Eye Joe was the funniest part of the movie.
Yeah, when he was losing his shit.
Yeah, that's the funniest part of the movie.
It was pretty good. I don't have answers to either one of these questions.
Okay, that's all right.
Like there was a lot of parts where I was laughing, and it was just like it was things that I would do that James McAvoy was doing. Like there's a part where they're at a restaurant and the lady will eat fish, and James McAvoy is just going in on it.
Yeah, and so he's like, oh, so fish isn't meat, huh? And she's like, well, it is, but it's safe for the environment. And he's like, oh, okay. Hey, make sure this fish is safe for the environment or whatever when he was...
Yeah, and like y'all don't... I mean, if you all watch all of these, you might know me a little. I like to think we're friends. But I am that guy. I will argue with everyone about everything, and I'm fucking tenacious.
Tyler's favorite thing is arguing. I mean, he will argue for points he doesn't agree with, just because it's fun.
And he does it constantly in this movie, and it's mostly against the lady.
Yeah, it's definitely.
And I fucking love it. There were so many times where like he makes her apologize at one point, and I was like, oh, he won.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'll take an opinion that I don't even agree with, and then sway people's opinion to the opposite opinion that I want.
Yeah.
And I fucking love it. I do it constantly. Anyways.
Yeah.
So I don't have the funny and shocking is probably the same for me.
Yeah.
But the whole movie was good.
Just to touch on a little bit, because I said we would, and I totally forgot about it. So I remember being fucked up when they're arguing, Mackenzie Davis and the husband. And I swore she was like, this is about Nydia, isn't it, or whatever. And I was like, oh, is this going to be like what their story was, where they had a dead daughter or something?
Yeah.
But then it was like, no, they never got to full-blown cheating, but it was very clear she was texting this dude, and he sent like dick pics, and the husband found it. And who knows where it would have went, if the husband never found out, because they're in an unhappy marriage. Because of some job choices. And
I think that lady's name was like their marriage counselor or something.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
This is what Jaina said or whatever, or whoever. Okay. I think. But they never... It's a one-time name that you never hear again.
And so I remember being like, oh, is that the name of the dude she was texting? But, like, it didn't make sense, but I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, there's, like, underlying problems where they're trying to work on their marriage and stuff.
Yeah.
It really has nothing to do with the movie. James McAvoy makes fun of him later for it. He does. Is pretty fucking solid.
Yeah, he makes fun of him.
He was like, hey, you want to see my dick too? I don't remember what he says, but it was something good.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, text me, and he winks at her, and they fucking lose it, and I love it.
There's that weird, not weird, but it's that breathing app that they shoehorn in where the daughter uses it to go to sleep. And I was like, okay, cool. And then they had to bring it back, like, at the end of the movie, and I was like, we didn't really need to bring it back, but, I guess.
Well, it's like the classic horror film, because I think they did in, Halloween, the first one? Where he whips up in the thing and she's not there because she's in the one behind him?
No, that might be 2018, because the first one she's in there and she stabs him with
the hanger.
Yeah, I think 2018 he does it and she's behind him and she's like, I learned, fucker, or whatever.
Yeah. So it was just kind of like that deal.
Yeah.
But again, if you're watching this for kills and violence and gore, you probably got the wrong movie.
Yeah, nothing really. You get like some close-up shots of stuff, but nothing like too graphic. Once again, I think that's a difference between the German version and this. I'm pretty sure, just in my mind, when I hear disturbing, immediately I'm like, must be gory.
Or gory or rape, right?
Gorier, yeah, or sexual assault.
Yeah.
Or in the case of Cannibal Holocaust,
I'm gonna say something.
Turns out it's animal murder.
Oh man, I couldn't even watch that movie.
I know you stopped it.
I like animals more than I like people.
I watched it. I watched that whole fucking movie.
That being said, there is a little bit of gore in this movie. Some of it we can't share because of spoilers. I will say that I don't think it was well done.
Yeah.
It was okay, but I guess McAvoy costs a lot of money, but like...
I mean, keep in mind, spoilers, we were going to watch... goddamn.
Look at all the weirdos are
out. We were going to watch In a Violent Nature for the normal podcast. Tyler has attempted to get through it like 3 times and has not done it. I watched it, but there's a scene in that where someone gets their fucking head stuck to a hook and then ripped out of a hole through their stomach. And so we just watched that. And so it's like, all right, well, what would this movie?
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it just seems tame in comparison.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I said, it's not about that.
Yeah.
No,
this didn't need gore. Like the story and the acting and the quirkiness was playing. Look at this bitch wearing a Smokey the Bandit.
He's a park ranger.
Oh yeah, there was another park ranger. What are all the park rangers doing around here?
Watching the parks.
There's not a park.
And this movie's we never said this because we're dumb. They're Americans who moved to England, London.
Yeah, he got a job and then lost it immediately.
As soon as he got off the plane, hey, you're fired.
Once again, the dude's kind of a bum, like the whole movie.
I wouldn't say, but he's kind of like a pushover, right?
Pushover,
he has nothing going for him. He's not very masculine.
Yeah. Once again, his arc, he never gets strong.
Yeah, he never steps up. He's never
that's kind of a weird thing now that I'm thinking about it. Like, he never has a moment where he's like, all right, motherfucker.
He does. He has one and fails at it. But
yeah, correct.
But, and this is something that Tom probably didn't even notice, didn't care about. They didn't really have any handguns in this movie. Everyone had shotguns. And
McAvoy had a handgun.
He had a 1911, which I'm guessing was a relic from the war.
Uh-huh.
But I'm guessing in England, well, I know in England, gun laws are crazy, to where you can have hunting rifles and stuff.
Okay.
Hunting rifles and shotguns for hunting.
Yeah.
But they won't let you, And I thought that was kind of cool because most movies nowadays, as soon as somebody whips out a gun, it's like a $2,000 whatever. And
Mackenzie Davis has like the full size double barrel. And she grabs it. I swear to God, her hand must be halfway down the barrel. And she's just swinging it around. It was like, holy shit.
Yeah, it was like a 22-incher. It was so... it was true to the movie. Like...
True to that character, too.
Yeah.
Because she's never... she's vegetarian. She don't fuck with that.
Yeah, and it's the type of person who would, like, shy away from... Well, they say it earlier. I've seen enough guns or something like that.
Yeah, like I grew up around it enough or something.
But there's also a scene that we forgot. Didn't really mean anything, but like unless you're on the outside looking in. But where they go hunting and the guy's about to shoot a fox and he can't do it.
He can't do it.
And James McAvoy is like, I understand, because for me it's all about the hunt. It's all about getting the fish on the hook and so on and so forth.
Well, that's also when he's talking about, I overheard your wife cheated on you. What would you do if you had him gun to his head? Whatever. And then Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's why Tom was like...
Seven Bridges Road.
Talking about like maybe it was a cult because maybe he was trying to like recruit.
That's when I started thinking it. Yeah.
And it's I don't know if it's just McAvoy being a charming guy to disarm this dude and then steal all his money, or if McAvoy actually cared.
Yeah.
Because the guy is like he's crazy. Like let's not get wrong.
Super. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he made them pay for dinner.
Which was wild too, but like I said, it's not a really... what's going to happen in the movie, and you're just waiting. This fucking movie is NASCAR. Because you're waiting for the wreck, and it's going to happen, and you just keep waiting and waiting. And waiting.
Like, there's no surprise at what you get if you've seen one trailer. Maybe the surprise is that it's not even their kid, but I think you could maybe even, infer that going in. But it's just how it gets there, what it's going to be like when it gets there, and, that's what this movie is. Instead of like, all right, where's the Shyamalan twist? Yeah.
I thought there might be one, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
But, like, that's just...
I thought maybe the wife would come around and the James McAvoy's wife. But she never really gets that decision.
Well, I thought it was what you thought about Trap. I thought that maybe the kid was the bad seed.
Oh, yeah.
Because they kept building him up to be a weirdo the whole movie. And then
he has this weird, like, freak out in bed where then he calms down. Once again, that's the only time that happens.
Yeah, and it's timed.
I wanted a shot of the girl in the room just, like, looking over
like
bed.
Looking at the wall, just wide-eyed,
Yeah.
But, like I said, it was an enjoyable movie. Like, my ass fell asleep because movie theater seats, for me, for some reason, are uncomfortable. And then I start squirming towards the end. This one, I didn't do it as much because I was so enthralled.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie. Once it kicks off, it kind of loses a little bit of its luster.
Yeah,
Like, once it's finally going down, you're like, oh, okay.
I would have liked the whole movie to be, they're like, these fuckers are really weird. And it's just James McAvoy being a freak. And then the end of the movie, they're like, all right, good weekend.
Yeah.
And they just see it, and and there's nothing, like, I wonder if you could do that, like a movie like that, where it's like, this guy is going to be a fucking murderer. And then the whole movie, it's just, no, they're just, sometimes he seems a little weird.
Or they make, like, the normal people the killers?
Yeah, kind of like Barbarian did it with Bill Skarsgård, where the beginning is, this guy's in the same Airbnb, he must be a fucking, or a murderer or whatever. No. Yeah.
But, like, I'm again, I don't know if it's just because haven't seen anything good lately. Hey, this is that lady who's wearing the Freddy shirt last time we came through here, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. She's not wearing a Freddy shirt this time.
We say lady, it's kids walking over to school. It's like, it's a little late, but it's like 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, great movie. I don't know if it's great just because we haven't seen anything great in a while. So let's just say good.
Yeah, I did just watch The Bike Riders. That was pretty good.
So, I did not watch The Bike Riders.
Yeah.
I watched, what did I watch?
Oh.
That show about fuck Kevin or whatever. Kevin can go fuck himself.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
There's a new horror thing on Netflix also called The Hollow that looks pretty Lovecraftian that I might watch. But anyways. Tom, final thoughts on the flick?
Solid flick. James McAvoy rules. Interested in seeing what the original was like.
I don't think I'll watch the original because...
I'll tell you about it.
To me, I hate redundancies.
Uh-huh.
Like in a movie where you watch a killer walk through the woods for 45 fucking minutes. But it was great. I don't even know if I'd watch the movie again. I might, just because James McAvoy was that good.
Uh-huh.
But
he had a Band-Aid on his thumb at one point that I kept waiting to, like, come back, but it never did unless I just missed where they mentioned it. It might have just been James McAvoy had a cut on his on his thumb that day. Yeah.
I kept waiting to see because James McAvoy is super jacked in this movie. And movies take a while to film. Mm-hmm. So I kept waiting for him to be less jacked and then jacked. And then I could time like how they did the scenes.
Yeah.
And I just kept getting lost in his eyes.
Yeah, me too.
I couldn't figure it out.
If he would have sang that song to me, shit, I would have been sucking his dick under the dinner table.
You'd be under that table too?
Yeah.
But all right, guys. Go see the movie.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, share.
All that good stuff. Like I said, we were going to do In a Violent Nature, but I don't think Tyler's going to make it through that one. We still might.
You might have to rewatch it.
It's been about a week since I've seen it.
I'm like 48 minutes in.
Okay.
Oh, no, I got to go to this place.
Yeah. So maybe it'll be In a Violent Nature. If it's not, then it's probably going to be In the Mouth of Madness or whatever, the John Carpenter flick.
Yeah, we've been meaning to watch that for, oh my God, it's a game.
We got some Harleys out here.
Bright orange fluorescence.
And one of them...
What's the name of your blood pressure medicine?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, they were older dudes.
Yeah.
So
but
I don't know where the turn is.
It's up here past fucking Sonic. Y'all want some Sonic? Too bad.
Tom almost got a job there. Anyways,
yeah, so we'll have, something coming up. Yeah.
Tell us if you like the mics.
Yeah, the mics.
The quality.
Hopefully, like I said, they sound Not shit. So, all right. Thanks for watching, listening. We will see you next time.
This is it for the 4th episode of Turn Signal, our hit podcast.
Thanks for watching CarCast.
Turn Signal, brake lights. Thanks for watching brake. Oh.